So Mojang just dropped another snapshot. Well, actually it was yesterday, but yeah, you guys know how slow I am with editing. And I'm not usually a snapshot review YouTuber, but when I noticed that the snapshot had some new experimental redstone changes, you just know I had to check it out. Alright, so 25W14A. So as you can see here, it says build with new features, some ambient block sounds, and what I'm here for, the new experimental redstone changes. New sunthorn block found in savannas. Okay, let's see. So just went ahead and generated a new little world where we can test all this stuff out. So it was a sunthorn. Oh, okay. It's in natural blocks. See if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Sunthorn. Let's see what it looks like. The item looks pretty cool. Ah, okay. So it kind of looks like the dead bush. Yeah, okay. That looks pretty cool. And it said it generated in the savannah. Oh, there's actually a savannah over here. Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so they kind of generate same as flowers, I assume. So, okay. Wow, there's actually there's so many of them. All right, so as far as I can tell, they seem to like generate in like groups of like 1 to like 6 or something like that. They seem to be clumped together and kind of like lines. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, but there seems to be a lot of them in this area. All right, so that's pretty cool. And what was the other one again? So the other one was the pine bush, and that's found at the taiga. There's also in the savanna biome the idle and wind sound with the sunthorn. So if I go ahead and crank up my ambient environment sounds, so I can barely hear it right now. So if I turn up the volume in my recording, then you'll probably be able to hear it. Alright, now let's take a look at the one in the taiga. So that's the pine bush. I don't know where a taiga may be. Now, there doesn't appear to be a taiga around me right now. So let me just use the locator command. Okay. I also just realized I'm on my alt. But yeah, okay. So it seems to generate here. That's actually pretty cool. I never even looked. Oh, there it is. Okay, pine bush. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Let's see how they then generate. I'm spotting like a few around here. It seems to be okay. So this one's just on its own. Okay, so it's generating pretty far away. It's not like the berry bushes. It's usually like pretty common, but they don't really clump together a lot. They're a little more like spread out. That's interesting. But you know, that's enough for these new foliage editions. We're here for the redstone stuff. Okay, so scrolling down here a little bit, we'll see diamond pressure plate. There's a new pressure plate variant that only detects players. Now this is interesting because if you don't know, I have my pack on right now. But for if you don't know, there's multiple types of pressure plates, as you can see here, with the diamond pressure plate being the new one. You have the wooden pressure plate, the stone pressure plate, light-weighted pressure plate, heavy-weighted pressure plate, and then the diamond pressure plate. This is the new one, so I'll keep this one for last. But basically, the wooden pressure plate can detect any entity. So if the player stands, if I get myself a redstone dust here, if this wolf stands on it, you see it outputs a signal strength. If I stand on it, it's a signal strength. And if I throw an item on it, also outputs a signal strength. If I swap this out for a stone pressure plate, see, it still works for me. And you can see that also outputs a signal strength, but it doesn't work for items. So the stone pressure plate works for all entities except for items. And then the weighted pressure plates work for all entities, including items. But instead of just outputting a full signal strength, as you can see, it outputs a 1. Now, this depends on the amounts of different entities that are on the pressure plate. So if I throw like multiple items on there, so now it's 3, with a maximum of 15, of course. And then the heavy-weighted pressure plate does the same thing that the light-weighted pressure plate does, but instead of working per 1 item, see if I start adding multiple on here, they're not adding to the signal strength. But if I start adding even more entities, if I start adding more and more, see, now it updated the signal strength. So the heavy-weighted pressure plate only adds 1 signal strength for every 10 entities that are on it. And now, according to the change logs, the diamond pressure plate is supposed to only work for players. So it's kind of like how the stone pressure plate doesn't work for items. This one doesn't work for any entity except for the players. So if I stand on it, yeah, okay, that works. I throw an item on it, yeah, okay, it's not detecting. And I just get like an armor stand for convenience. Yeah, it doesn't detect that either. A zombie, maybe? Alright, cool. So that works. That's actually pretty useful. You can use it as a player detector. And it appears to have like the same texture as the lightweight pressure plate. Yeah, that's a nice little addition, I would say. I see that being pretty useful. Next up is some experimental changes. Added new crosstalk mechanic to redstone wires. What? Crosstalk mechanic? So you don't know what crosstalk is? It basically works like this. If you have two wires running next to each other, then if they're too close, some of the charge in one of the wires will jump over to the other wire. You typically don't want that to happen, because say you're sending like data over a wire, then you don't want data on the wire next to it to influence that data, because, you know, your data might get corrupted. You might not get your desired result on the receiving end. So crosstalk is usually something you want to avoid. It does say on here that it added it to redstone wires, so that should be interesting. So it says redstone wires will now have a chance to crosstalk to an unconnected wire in a 3x3x3 radius, and the signal strength transmitted will last for 5 to 20 ticks. So it's and giving off a signal strength of 1. Okay, so there's some randomness involved. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see how that works. Because I'm a little confused as to how that would work. So it says in a 3x3x3 radius. If I just got like small little wire in here, okay, that doesn't change anything. That's to be expected. So I would assume that that doesn't do anything, right? Yeah, because it's a 3x3x3 radius. So if this is the source block, then around it like that, this would be like the area that it covers. That's actually interesting, because basically what that means is that it doesn't affect wires being on these two blocks, because those are directly connected, and it clearly says on the page, where was it? Here. It only does it to an unconnected wire. So this doesn't change anything. Same for this scenario, because once again, it's connected, so it wouldn't work, is what this says. And, you know, my little example from earlier, it doesn't seem to do anything, so that checks out, I guess. I would assume this doesn't work either, because it's connected. I guess that if you have a wire running like this, and then if we power this wire, I would assume... Oh, okay, interesting. Huh, okay. Let me see. So... Oh, wow, okay. So it's like... Okay, so essentially what this is doing is it's like transmitting... Like it's cross-talking onto this wire, and it seems to be like very random at the moment. Yeah, okay, so that's very random. Okay, so if I turn that off real quick. Okay, so there's a bunch of other stuff. Like item frames and maps, and I render build 16 chunks. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. That's actually useful. Yeah, and there's a bunch of like technical changes in there as well, like bug fixes, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know what to think about this. Because like it's a funny idea, but I don't think it really fits very well with like the entire redstone system. I really like the diamond pressure plate though. This is good. I really hope they don't add this into the game though. All right, I should probably tell Mambo about this. Yo, Mambo.
Yo.
So you know the new snapshot that I talked about?
Yeah, what about it?
So they added, you know what they added?
No, I haven't read the patch notes.
they added redstone wire crosstalking.
What? No.
Yeah, there's crosstalking now.
Wait,
So
no.
they added that to redstone wires. I'll update the server real quick.
Alright.
Okay. So first of all, actually, there's some good stuff here. Yeah. So they added in diamond pressure plate. So that's actually pretty cool. Like, so you know, like how wooden pressure plates doesn't detect so a stone pressure plate doesn't detect items, right?
Yeah.
So this one doesn't detect items, as you see, but it also doesn't detect entities.
Wait, that's so useful.
It only detects players.
Yo.
That's pretty cool.
Wait, can we use that in the project, maybe?
Oh yeah, maybe. And then I also added like some decorative stuff. I know you don't really care about that, but that was pretty cool. Like, if I can find it, there it is. Like they added this.
Wait, that's
new.
Wait, what is this? What biome is that?
This is for the taiga biome.
Oh,
I think it looks pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the savanna biome, they added these.
Yo,
So
wait,
these are
that
called-
fits
these
in
are called-
Mojang.
These are called sun thorns.
Average Mojang name.
Average Mojang name, yeah. What we were gonna talk about, why I called you. They added crosstalking.
Yeah, I don't get what you mean by that.
So it's in a 3x3 radius. Did I get a wire real quick? Like, so it wouldn't affect wires that are connected to it. So like this wouldn't do anything. But it would affect wires that are like on the corners, or, which is what I tested it on, if it's like on a diagonal down, like this. Oh, there it is, there it is.
Nah. What?
Like if I attach some repeaters to the, yeah, look.
Well, that's just why. What's gonna make so much stuff?
I know. It's so bad. Like,
Wait, so I can't just like stagger stuff next to each other anymore like that.
no, oh, I didn't even think about that. No. I would assume,
not-
like, if you power that,
Is that a 3x3? That's like out of the 3x3, right?
maybe the code considers that connected. I don't know. I haven't looked into code for this snapshot yet. This is not that bad, so that's good at
It's not
least.
that bad, bro. It's such a redundant feature. Why? Look.
What? Okay, I think Mojang, I think your code's broken.
Bro.
I mean, it kind of makes sense though. It's-
Snapshot, they were like, yeah, let's just try this out, and then.
I mean, it makes sense though. It's like a snapshot. They probably didn't really test every edge case, right?
Wait, what happens if you wait? Really random thing. If you have like a staircase like this, does it have a chance to go further forward? And you want to input a specific signal strength that it doesn't reach, but then it like crosstalks over.
Like if you have a wire, like here,
like that. If it's like this, does it crosstalk?
I don't know if it's
Maybe
implemented
not,
on
because maybe it's
repeaters.
signal strength 1. Maybe it does.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. There's probably like a minimum signal strength actually. Like if I look on the page real quick, like it literally just says have a chance to crosstalk to an unconnected wire in a 3x3x3 radius. The signal strength transmitted will last for 5 to 20 ticks and give off a signal strength of 1. I don't think the 5 to 20 ticks is correct though, because like, I mean it could be, but like maybe there's like a bias to shorter times, but it seemed to work like flash a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw. I really like more.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
definitely a longer pulse. Oh hell nah. What's your honest opinion on this snapshot?
I like the bushes. I like the pressure plate. I prefer to not have the snapshot than these features.
Yeah, same. I really like this diamond pressure plate though. I think that's really cool.
Maybe it's kind of expensive. Maybe they should make it like netherite. I'm joking. Maybe they should make it like something you craft from the heavy one or something. I don't know.
True. But yeah, that's about it for the snapshot. Like, there's not much more to it than that.
Not much more. Okay.
No, I know the crosstalk thing is a bit bad. Oh, nice. Okay. Is it just like the same as
It's just
every other pressure plate? Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
3.
All right. Anyway, that's all I can show because there's not anything other than that.
I mean, like they broke all our doors again.
I hope you enjoyed that video. I don't usually do snapshot reactions like this, so yeah, if you enjoyed them, make sure to let me know in the comments. I might do them in the future. By the way, I wanted to apologize for not uploading yet this year. It's already April and I haven't uploaded a Signal video yet. So yeah, you can expect some videos coming up very soon. I've been very busy working on some launch projects, so you can look out for those. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.